Hello. Dumelang le guys, sanibonani njani? Good evening everyone. Um, my name is Marcelo Simon, your host. I always bring you best people, very wise one every Tuesdays. So yeah, this is the Now Night Show with Marcelo Simon, the voice with sense. So we are here tonight, back again. We are continuing. Tonight we are saying stay focused. I hope you are all ready to join me and my guest tonight. You are hoping you are ready actually. You're hoping to be changed and yeah, just ready to be changed because the man that I have tonight is a very powerful man. The man that I love a lot. It's a man who has wisdom. I love him a lot. So tonight I have a very powerful man. He's a student. He's a student at University of Wits in Bramfontein. He's doing his honors anyway. So he's a very wise man. He's a man who's doing well academically. He's a man that I respect. Whenever he talks, he helps me to think outside the box. Whenever he's talking, he makes sense. So yeah, I always bring people who make sense when they talk, people who got some wisdom. So yeah, tonight I have a very powerful man who has wisdom, man who is humble anyway. He's a very humble man. I love him a lot. It's nice to work with humble people in life. Life has taught me that if you need to go a long way in life, you must stay humble. So this is the humble man. The man that I have tonight is a very humble man, very humble and very wise. So Ash, whenever I have a chance to speak to people like him, people who are humble, people who are wise, I question myself a lot, say, God, who am I actually to have such an opportunity to speak with wise people like the man that I have tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, help me to welcome the Wits student, Seneliso Msibi. He's a very powerful and wise man. So tonight we are here to talk about a topic that says stay focused. See, we just all need to stay focused. Stay focused. So we all need to be focused in life. So don't allow anything. Yeah, there he comes. They're a powerful man. Good evening, sir.
Chief, this introduction, Chief, you're too serious, comrade. You're too serious, comrade. You're too serious, comrade.
I'm speaking with a very powerful, wise man, so I just need to
This man.
I need to respect your wisdom, sir.
Yeah, dog. Otherwise, what's popping, dog? So, what's the
No.
whole thing?
I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm just grateful. Today's a very special day to you. I'm still coming to that, but you decided
Away,
to
dog. Away.
be
Away.
with on this special day. You had a long day. I know it. So I tried my level best to give a brief introduction about Seneliso Msibi, but you are
Chief,
the
what?
guy who's
It's
always
too serious, Chief.
you
Murray.
are always,
I
you
didn't
are
understand.
always
It's
with
too serious.
Seneliso. So man, you spend most of your time with this guy. You know him. You see him every day. Who's Seneliso Msibi?
So now I have to introduce myself. Hey, away, dog. I'm Seneliso. I'm a student at Wits and I study economic science and yeah, that's what I do. And I'm doing economic science honors. And yeah, dog, I'm just living life. And I'm turning 21 today.
Yeah, that's great. For the first time I saw you early this year, before I could talk, I can see that something special about this guy. The time you started talking and hearing how you're talking, the kind of wisdom that you're talking, I was like, yo, this man is very powerful, man. Whenever you talk, you talk some serious stuff that we're all going through. So I was humbled to milk from your well of wisdom. So that's why I tried to reach out to you to say, can you come and help me with this? So tonight you are here, we are saying stay focused. We are saying stay focused academical, stay focused in whatever you're doing. You can find that you have been focused throughout your high school life and your childhood life. Then you come to tertiary. There's a lot of entertainment in tertiary. You see, there's a lot of fun every weekend, even during the week. So we are here tonight to say to someone, you need to stay focused. Whether you are in high school or you are in tertiary, focus is very important. So in saying that, can you maybe try to share with me how was your high school life before you came to tertiary?
Dog. Hey, dog. High school was nice, bro. For me, high school was nice. I think high school was probably the best time I think I ever had. It was nice, bro. It's like you're chilling with gents, amachita. Everybody's chilling. Like I think high school was nice, but I think high school probably like the best time like I ever had, dog. Like universities were nice, but hey, dog, high school was nice, bro. Niggas were dissing each other. Like everything was just dog. Like everything was chilled. Like there wasn't a lot of societal pressure. You didn't have to be extra about anything. So I think for me that was like the best part of like high school. Like so for me, no, high school was like dog. I think that's my peak in life. I was enjoying life. Like I was playing, like I was happy, dog. Like high school, I was happy, bro. So yeah, high
Yeah,
school was good.
so yeah. You had great time in high school. So to someone who's in varsity doing his or her first year, it's a new experience, new life, and someone in high school who's preparing to come to varsity maybe in 2 years, they're doing grade 11 this year, or maybe in 3 years. Uh, what is your advice when it comes to differences between high school and tertiary? What is the difference between high school and tertiary?
Um, Hey, bro. I don't know. I think I'm trying to. Hey, dog. Like tertiary is like. I think it's a lot more. I think it's a lot more complex also because there's so many issues here. There's so many pressures, and it's like there's a lot more vibes. You're a bit more free, and I think perhaps that freedom it can get very tricky. Yeah, boy. It can get very tricky very very quickly, and so I think like if you think for me like when I came here like I think like it was like the whole just adjusting. Yeah, it's busy, bro. You come to Wits. I'm from Swaziland, bro. So it's like I'm like a Swazi kid. So it's like I'm just used to like I wouldn't say rural life, but H dog. It's Swaziland, but it's like the life we live there is very conservative and the ideals and everything we see is very conservative. We go to church, like our parents are like all Christians and like either they Christian or they traditionalist or all of that kind of stuff. So when you come to South Africa and you come to university and hey bro, it's like everything flies here, bro. Like everything that you were told, this thing is child or this can't happen, and you have so many like weird beliefs that you now have to kind of like bring yourself to a place where you realize that in as much as you have particular beliefs and particular things were how you raised, you kind of have to now adapt to the fact that things happen a different way in this place. So I think for me, that was like maybe like the one thing I can say is the difference between high school and university. In high school, you guys are still living off of your parents' morals, living off of your teachers' morals or the school's morals. Like, oh, y'all should be like this, y'all should be like this, y'all should be like this. But in varsity, there is no like one per se, like go like yeah, well, it's the one way to do things. Everybody must do things like this. Like there's a thousand ways, and a thousand ways in which things can be done. So I think that's like for me my difference that I found when I got to like university in 2018, and that was like the one difference to say this place is it's not binary. Like there's this like it's very fluid this space, and like a thousand things can happen here, and you just have to bring yourself to a place where you have to accept that and you definitely understand that because if you don't understand it, then you're gonna have a very, very hard time here at Wits and or university or any tertiary space.
Hmm. Now, that's powerful. The fact that you brought this issue to say in tertiary, it's not like high school where someone needs to tell you what to do and how to do it.
Mm.
So here you're on your own. So you start on your own. If they say go and start this and you don't start it, it's your own problem. If you bunk classes, that's your own issue. So in essence, you are telling us that coming to tertiary, it means we are young adults. We must take up responsibility. This is the time where responsibility starts. So yeah. This is a very crucial step to most of us. This is where we need to start and be responsible in every possible way, academically and stuff like that. Yeah, so Ish, it's quite tricky anyway. It's quite tricky. But here we are today.
Hey, but also, Chief, in as much as we are adults, bro, like I think for me, like, hey, dog, we're also kids, bro. So I think that's the other thing I really realize about like university. Like some people get too caught up in trying to be adults, and so we're also kids, bro. You know. So if you're a child at heart, dog, play, bro. But I think just play within your dreams and play within like you knowing exactly your goals. But I think, dog, I don't think there's like a formal like, oh, I'm a formal adult or whatever. I think you are an adult, perhaps you're a young adult, whatever. But I think you can still do childish things. You can still be a child at heart. You can still be whatever at heart. But just as long as you're doing it within I think your goals or whatever. So I think for me, in as much as I think sometimes it gets very tricky, it's like, hey, a person has to be super mature, have to walk and like look a particular way, look serious. Hey, there's no need for that shit. If you wanna go out like every week, go to Great Dane and enjoy life and do your thing, like do that stuff as long as you are able to manage like everything else, as long as you're able to manage your goals, manage the things you want to do, manage like just everything that I think you want for your life and your goals and where you want to get to in terms of financial freedom, where you want to get to in terms of your career. And if you have a girlfriend, I don't know, make sure your girlfriend doesn't have issues with that. Yeah.
No, that's powerful. Anyway, yeah, there's a lot of entertainment as you mentioned earlier on. So you can go to Carnival City, you can go to Gold Reef City, you can go to Sentin, you can go to Sun City, you can go to any place, but as long as you are trying by all means to balance your education and fun and stuff like that. I'm very glad that you brought that issue into the table. So we have so many people who are coming to tertiary not knowing what to expect anyway or what tertiary life is. So according to your own views, what is the greatest challenge to first year students, or what was your greatest challenge as a first year by then when you were a first year student?
Hey, for me, I'd say, I don't know, Chana. I really don't know. I wouldn't say, okay, in terms of course, for me, I think for schoolwork, obviously there was like a big issue for me because like coming from high school, I'd taken a gap year. So it's like it's like I really wasn't, I didn't know the work like that. Like I didn't really know the work like that. And at the same time, I had this attitude that I had from high school that, so I was like the kind of student who, like, I believed in like go to class, learn, and then like no, I'll be out. Like I was not like no, I'm gonna study. Like no, I'm gonna study, do the notes. So I believe in that whole thing. Like yo, as long as I just like learn it and get like a hang of it, like my brain will take me all the way. So like those kids like when you think nah, well, I'm smart. So I come to like Wits, but it's like sure, like the teaching methods here are now different. It's like it's no longer like high school. So for example, here they don't force you to go to class. They don't force you to do all those things. So the challenge then came in the fact that in my style of learning and my style of doing things, I couldn't really do it here because nobody was forcing me to go to class. So I wasn't going to class, which meant that for me to pass, I couldn't really pass because the way I was doing this whole thing, like I wasn't really studying. So it's like God, yeah. So it's like in high school, even if
Yes,
it's like in high school, even if like I hadn't like maybe done the whole studying thing, which I've never been a big fan of. So it's like even if I hadn't done it, I knew that I'm gonna go to class and like my teachers are gonna be like, yo, like they're gonna follow up on my homework and I'm gonna learn and I'm gonna get to know my work like that. And I get to varsity, bro. It's like, hey, dog, you think you're the shit, you think you're smart. I go to maths there, I'm like, bro, like I'm seeing those things. But first week, bro, bro, limits. No, we're still doing like easy stuff, bro. I'm like, nah, dog, I got this figured out, jabo. Like, I'm still that nigga, still have that high school thing. So like for me, that was my biggest challenge, just changing from how I was thinking in high school in terms of like my academics, and realizing that the teaching methods that we have here require me to change my studying patterns and how I do my things. So that was the biggest challenge. So that's why like first year, bro, like first semester, like I passed, bro, like I passed. And I passed a lot of the stuff because at the time it was like basic stuff. And it's like we're kind of like, if you look at maths, we're revising a lot of like high school stuff. Like we're just revising or like going through and just like consolidating a few concepts and whatever. So it hadn't gotten like serious, you know. And then I got to second semester, and because I was still winging it, I was still living my lifestyle of, no, I'm not gonna be a studying kid. You know, I don't need to chow course. It's hard. You know, like I'm okay. You know, I'm just gonna wing it, and I know eventually my brain is gonna help me out somewhere. And second semester shit, just you know, things went crazy. Things went crazy. I got chowed by the August tests, like no one's business. But whole 29, yeah, I almost cried one day at whole 29 while writing. I was like, hey, but like this is not me. This is not my life, you know. So I think for me, it's that changing your studying patterns. That was like the biggest issue for me. That was my biggest challenge in terms of academics, changing my studying patterns, how I study, you know. So that was like the biggest issue that I had, and just realizing that it's a different environment, different teaching style, and you have to change. You can't stay the same as you were maybe like whenever or wherever I came from, like from high school, you know, because in high school they spoon fed me. Here they don't spoon feed you. They don't give you anything. Nobody cares if you learned it or not. So it's like I didn't change that, and I find myself every time, every single test, I find myself having to like learn the work. I'm learning like 10 chapters. I'm learning like 5 chapters or like 4 chapters the night before the test, nights before the test. So I think for me, those were like the biggest challenges, just like being wary of that kind of stuff. I think I wasn't very smart in terms of that. I was too relaxed, too calm, and you know, like my first year almost didn't go well. You know, like I almost failed actually.
Yeah, those are powerful weights, you know. Ish, yeah, anyway, that's normally what we encounter. Come from high school, having this mentality of how things are or have been done in high school, and now maybe by any means we expect to experience the same thing, and not knowing that here we have lecturers. You see, ish, you know, one of the things that I have realized that in high school, if you don't submit an assignment today, you can go to your teacher and say, please say, can I submit it? And you submit. Here, if you don't submit it, the following day, they have to deduct marks. You know, 5% of your all your average, whatever you'll get it. And there are days where maybe you will have about 3 to 5 days to submit, and after that you won't be able to submit. So if you fail to be in exam room, you won't be able to write unless there's a valid reason. You see, in high school you can come and try to talk to your teacher and talk the way you see. You are friends, actually we are brothers, that's our parents. Here they are very professional. You see, you must
Hey,
whenever you
but
come.
lecturers will tell you. Hey, lecturers will tell you. Hey, lecturers will tell you, chief. If you play
Hey,
around,
they're
lecturers
very
will tell
professional.
you.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that's another thing. Would say lecturers will tell you, bro. So for me, hey, dog, I think for me that was like one of the things that like really like messed me up. I think just the lack from high school, like I've got it figured out, and you realize you come to this, bro. You get to class, and you know you don't really attend as much, you don't study as much. You know, you just wing it, bro. You know, I don't know. Maybe it's just me. I don't know about everybody else, but like you know, high school is like you're winging it. Bro. It's like you're winging it, but your brain is like carrying you because you like smart nyana. You know, like you've got it figured out nyana, and it's like you're just winging it. You're not really like. It's like you're not really like super focused or like I'm super studying or like yeah, I'm always like doing the work, but like you're just winging it. You know, it's like oh shit, you know, like oh shit, you know, see, like oh this course, like subject, you know, like find a way to study like last minute, and you kind of have it figured out. So for me, I think I was that kind of kid, and I think when I got here, I had to realize that I couldn't really be that kind of kid anymore. You know, like I had to realize, and I think I realized it like very late in the year, but luckily I was able to save my year. I realized that I think like it was like maybe like time for exams, but I was like, ah, flip, I had to defer an exam. I had to like defer stuff, bro. Like I had to defer a lot of things because now I had so many things I hadn't done. And that's the thing. There's a difference between the fact that, you know, sometimes you can study stuff. For me, I hadn't even learned the stuff. I'd never ever seen the stuff before. And now exam time comes and I haven't been attending class. And I don't know this material, and now I have to go and write. So it was a whole problem, but I had to defer exams and postpone other exams to other exams, which was pretty smart. Actually, hey guys, you must defer. Even you, load shading, you
Yeah.
must. The thing.
Yeah.
If you can tell that, if you can tell that like your exam or your test. I'm not trying to be a bad person, but deferrals can help. Deferrals can help. So like just find a way to do sick notes. If you can do sick notes, you know, like do what you need to do. But like those things, they can really, really help you sometimes, especially if I think you get to crisis. Don't let it become something that you get used to. But hey, in fact, too, when crisis hits, you know, like those are things you should know. Like, oh, how do I defer? You must know your deferral procedures. You must know how long it takes and how many days it takes for you in order to be able to postpone your test to another day. All those things. Have a doctor. You know, like I had a doctor in first year. Like I had a doctor, like Doctor Guy. Doctor Guy. I had a doctor. I still have him now, but hey, I haven't used him in a long time. But I had a doctor, so like you must have a doctor, you know, like for when you know, like, oh shit, I haven't really been studying, or I haven't really. So I think university is more of like just learn how to survive, man. Like it's just not like high school, just learn how to survive. Like learn how to survive. Yeah, that's what
Yeah.
I.
And you know, 2020, 2021, it has been two different, yeah, it has been different era for so many students. You see, we are coming in the midst of pandemic. It's not like your team, which they came 10, 18, 19, 17, 16, and onward. You see, now it's COVID, everything is online. You see, you must make sure that, you know, online teaching. From where I come from, I have never done online teaching before. So now I come here, there's an online teaching. What is your advice to students who are their first year, who are doing their first year this year, and those who are in grade 12 next year coming to varsity or going to colleges? They're going to experience this online teaching because COVID will be here until next year, maybe by the late 2022. Things will be getting much better and better.
Hey, I think for me is to say like just ask people, bro. Like I think that's another thing. Like you know when you live in men's areas, because especially like the areas we live in, I should have been gone by now, but hey, you know. So like I think with like especially like with most of the races, most of like if you live in areas, even besides like races, I think Wits as a whole, I think people always say that there is no support to teach you these digital skills, but there's so many things. If you check on Ulwazi, there's more Road to Success program, and they'll tell you about computer skills and all those things. So I think for me, I think as a student, maybe perhaps you don't really know how to even access that on Ulwazi or whatever. But I think as a student, but like we're old, in fact, like so. You have to ask people questions. You have to ask the relevant. You know, I think you need to kind of stop being scared and like, no, I won't ask or whatever. So just ask. You know, if you don't know, just ask. I know obviously some people are shy and whatever, but find a friend, find somebody you know, find a senior. If you're living in Menja, I'm always gonna make Menja as like as like my whatever my reference because like you know the space that this place is and stuff. So it's like here you can easily go ask a senior, you can easily go ask somebody for something and stuff like that. So I think for me, in terms of not knowing how to do your online stuff, I think people need to start being more vocal about that. It's not really something I know. Perhaps some people will laugh at you. Yeah, but like, hey, you know, you can't do this. You can't open Microsoft Word. You can't do this and this and this. But at the end of the day, I think as a human being, at some point, it's always about the goal. You know that you can't do Microsoft Word. Even if people will laugh at you, bro, at the end of the day, you still need to know how to do Microsoft Word. So at the end of the day, you have to ask. So I think for me, the culture of asking and just being vocal, like, hey, dog, I don't know how to do this. I don't know how to do this and that. So I think that students have to start asking more questions. And here at Wits, there's a lot of programs. In fact, there's a lot of programs for people to learn Ulwazi. Okay, I don't know. Like, I think that right now they're trying to do like Ulwazi stuff and stuff like that. But I do think there are programs to learn computers. Even there's computer programs, computer lessons, and all
I've
those
seen.
things. What you need to do is you just need to kind of like expose yourself to the right people, you know. And I think the only way for you to expose yourself to the right people who can show you is like by asking. So you could find that you know something, but if I don't ask you, then it's not like you're gonna come to me and know exactly what is eating me up. So I have to go and ask you, and then from there, you know, things become easy. So I think students need to ask, bro. Like you must ask. It's just I think for me, it's asking, talking. People need to start talking, and from there you easily get your help. You'll easily get access to the things you need to get access to, and all those things.
Yeah, I know. I'm looking forward to see a South Africa where no student is committing suicide because of workload. No student is committing suicide because they are not copying. That's the kind of South Africa I'm looking forward to. And that happens only when we are open enough to ask for help whenever we need help.
Yeah.
So it's very powerful. I can see we have so many massive people here. Before I let you go, my brother, we are coming to the end of our slot tonight. It's a very short slot this minute.
Hey, dog, I'm literally doing interviews, but I'm feeling like a celebrity now. Dog. I even borrowed a ring light from this other freshman. I was like, dog, so I can look here on Instagram.
No,
So,
no. You are, you know, you're a very massive man. So tonight, guys, we are saying stay focused in your education. Whatever you do, try to balance your education. Don't allow some of the things that you are doing to steal up your time that you should be studying, doing your assignments, preparing for your exams. Just try by all means to start whenever you need something. Just try to find rightful people that you trust them, you know, because this thing of approaching people, you must be able to identify people that you trust, people that you are comfortable to speak with, to open to, people that you know you are, I can say you are free enough or you feel relieved to talk to them. So yeah, we are here with a very massive man, Seneliso Msibi. Before I let him go, I would like to say if you have any question, this is the time that you can ask your question. Just type down the comments. He's able to see the comments. I'm also able to see the comments. So yeah, he's going to try his level best to answer your question. So whatever that you have, just ask him. Just ask him. He's waiting and he's eager to answer the question. So in the meantime, we're still waiting for
yeah,
any question.
I need a bottle, Chan. I just put it across. You and all your freshmen, the whole group. I told you even yesterday, because it's my birthday today. I need a bottle, nigga. So I need to put that across the freshmen of the house. I need a bottle myself, you know? Simple as such.
Uh, uh,
You are in charge. It's you and those other niggas. You know those niggas. Tell those niggas they must sort my things out. You know. He came to me,
no.
told me they're planning. You know, I was like, I mean, I'm writing and stuff, so I just need that thing. Come on, just need that thing.
Me, I am independent. I told you what I'm going to do Sunday after church. I'm independent. I'll buy you a cake Sunday after church. So happy birthday, sir. Today's your birthday. Happy birthday. I hope you had a great day, and I hope tonight you're going to, for the few hours that are left, you're going to enjoy them. So happy birthday. Hey, you know, you're an adult now, 21 years old. Hey, you're a big man now. A big man.
Actually, from grown. I'm a fossil. I'm a fossil of this house, boy. I'm a fossil of this house. I'm an ancestor here now.
Old.
Huh?
You can get married now. You can even buy a house. You are old.
Marriage. Hey, come on. Hey, marriage is powerful.
Once you are 21, you are old. You can get married.
Nah, dog, marriage is child. Do you? Yes, very dog. Do you even? I don't really subscribe very much to the idea of marriage anymore. Yeah.
Sorry, we had network problem. What was your question again?
I'm saying that I don't really subscribe too much to the idea of marriage anymore. I'm not saying I won't get married or that I would never get married, but hey, we'll see. But hey,
Neo Meza 9, I think it's she's saying her birthday is in yourself. Khashi Leon is saying more life, senior say smile. Nipo Sorin is saying birthday senior stay blessed, and Mlangin Spamanza is saying more life. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
At least you are helping me where I'm stacking. So
Yeah,
you see,
that's Swati, dog. Swati, there's some China. So it's like Swati, yeah.
their consciousness is saying her birthday senior say smile massive one there. You see, people they love you, man. People that love you. See, everyone here is happy that you are here. Everyone loves you. Even me, I
Yeah.
love you. I love you a lot. I know that so many boys they have this mentality to say you don't say to another guy to say I love you, to take it a better way. But I don't care whether you take it negative or positive. I love you.
I,
Thanks for
I
coming.
love you
Thanks for
too. I love you too, Janamasi. I love you too. Right, it's okay.
um, I really appreciate that. I really appreciate at least there are people who love me, you know. Thanks a lot for coming tonight. You know, I feel humbled. I feel blessed to have you. Such a great man, humble and yeah. Waratera anyway, ka speech. Um, what is your advice to someone who's planning to come to varsity before you go? What is your advice to that person?
Hey, I'd say, hey, Doc, didn't I answer this question before? Like the whole, okay, but anyways,
Yeah.
yeah.
So this
Um,
one,
advice
this
to
one.
somebody trying to come to university. I'd say, hey, bro, figure yourself. Okay, university is a space where you figure yourself out. But I'd just say, don't take too long with it because you can get easily carried away with so many things. Everybody's doing 1,000.
There's so many young people who are going to watch this message. What is your 30-second? Oh my goodness, this network again. This network again. Oh. Yeah, guys, I really appreciate that you managed to join us tonight. I really appreciate it. I'm going to upload this video on YouTube on Marcelo Simon TV. So may you please go and subscribe there and share the video because I'm going to post it. Yeah, I wrote the name there. That's Marcelo Simon TV. That's my YouTube channel. I'm going to upload it. May you subscribe and share the video. Let many other young people out there to know how to handle their pressure, the academic pressure that they're facing, help them to be able to stay focused too. We're dealing with so many stuff, personal issues. We're coming from different homes, malabalikan anyway. Some of us, our parents are giving us allowances, you see. Some of us who have this allowance from our bursary, whatever bursary you may have, and you have allowance from your parents too. So some of us are getting nothing. So in that all, stay focused in everything. Remember to focus on your dreams, on your goals, on who you want to be in the future. So don't allow or let the pressure or anything that you are seeing in tertiary to get to your attention. You see how people clothe, how people where people go, what kind of cell phones they use, what kind of laptops they use, where do they travel, which trips they afford, places they afford. No, you may not afford it today, but if you work hard towards your goals tomorrow, you will be able to afford better places, better clothes, better cell phones, you see. So always don't allow the competition that is going on in colleges and universities to make you feel less like you are nobody. See, always have that ego in you. Always feel yourself whenever you are walking around the premises of whatever institution you are in. As from myself, I am Marcelo Simon, the love with the voice with sense. I love you all. Yeah, I do love you. This is Marcel Simon, your best host of the year, best host of the week. I'm coming back next week. So next week I'll be having massive people. I'm live anyway this Thursday on my Facebook and my YouTube channel. Okay, it's fine. Say anyway we were done, it's fine. So Thursday I have Dagindo on Facebook and YouTube. We are live Thursday, 8 o'clock to 8:30. Dagindo He's a very powerful musician. He just released his album on Friday. So I reached out to me. I created the poster. I hope so many people have seen it. So I am live on Facebook, live on YouTube. Please join me. You don't want to miss this one. Don't want to miss this one. And even next week, I have very powerful men who have been working with Master KG. He has been working with Makazi, has been working with Nomcebo, who worked with Master KG from this song Jerusalem. So I have this powerful man. Is coming next week. I don't want to tell you the name of this guy. He's coming next week. You don't want to miss this one. Just join me there. His music is booming online. He's doing a lot. So I have him next week. This week I haven't taken the man of the year. His album is doing great a lot. His album anyway was in number 2 when I check it online. So it's a very powerful man. Go and listen to his music. The massive track there, it says Imvula Iyet in Swat. So yeah, I love you all. Thank you for your support. Thank you for sparing this moment and be with me, Marcelo Simon, the voice that always makes sense whenever it sounds. I love you all. From myself, it's a good night.